Hi guys, today the lesson is going to be a little bit sad, so you can keep your tissues nearby in case you cry. Федор Dostoevsky, Маленький герой. Please open your printed materials. If you do not have it printed, please click on the link below this video. You will have it on your screen. But if you want to remain here, I really recommend that you print it out for our future lessons, because it's not an easy read, especially if you are not a native Russian speaker. And every now and then it might be even difficult for native Russian speakers. So, yeah, because people do not speak like that anymore. So, Федор Достоевский, Маленький герой. I'm going to show you the place where we stopped the last time, and I'm going to remind you the plot of the story, so that if you have joined us just now, you will be able to follow. So look, first of all, we will have our first mission impossible and find the place where we stopped the last time. So it's gonna be the following. You have to find the place where it says «Я понимал что». So how do you do that technically? You can click Ctrl F, and in the window that's gonna open, you can type in the word «понимал». And then you can find the place easily. Now look, I'm going to remind you what has happened so far in the story, so you can just follow. And then we are going to start reading it. We are at this huge party nearby Moscow, with lots of guests coming and going. That's a very rich house. And among the guests, there is this 11-year-old boy who is the narrator of the story. Now, among other guests, there are two women who are important characters in the story. The first woman, a blonde, married woman, 20 and something years old, behaves kind of badly towards this boy. She embarrasses him. And this boy is easily embarrassed. And the second lady, who is the friend of the first one, is a very kind and loving lady. And this 11-year-old boy loves that second lady. He fell in love with her. And then one day, he walked through a garden and saw that lady crying on a bench. So finally, he found himself walking together with her, I think towards the mansion, but I'm not sure, but through the garden. And that lady was very sad. And every now and then she would send him aside in order to wipe her tears. So this little boy is the narrator of the story, and he is depicting his inner feelings while walking through the garden with that lady. So he's saying like that. I'm going to read it. We are going to have the first reading now. You probably won't get much out of it, but you can just listen to the music of the language and try to get at least few words. And then we're going to clarify everything and explain and analyze, and I'm going to read it the second time. And as usual, we are going to see a little miracle with your comprehension of this unabridged, this unsimplified, regular, real Dostoevsky's Russian. So he's saying, «Я понимал, что, видно, я ей очень в тягость, когда она так часто меня отсылает. Да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил, но только не могла удержаться, и это меня еще более за нее надрывало. Я злился на себя в эту минуту, почти до отчаяния, проклинал себя за неловкость и ненаходчивость, и все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, не выказав, что заметил ее горе, но шел рядом с нею, в грустном изумлении, даже в испуге, совсем растерявшись и решительно не находя ни одного слова для поддержки оскудевшего нашего разговора». Okay, so this part only consists of 2 sentences. So those are going to be long sentences. So I'm going to read the first sentence first. and then we are going to read it by parts and to analyze. Я понимал, что, видно, я ей очень в тягость, когда она так часто меня отсылает. Да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил, но только не могла удержаться, и это меня еще более за нее надрывало. So, first of all, let's go over the vocabulary. Я понимал, I understood. Что видно, видно in this case means apparently. So please underline the word видно, because видно might also mean it might be seen. But here it means apparently. Я ей очень в тягость. So, я ей в тягость. That would be the expression. Я ей в тягость. So, я ей в тягость means I am a burden for her. Because тягость means burden. And я ей в тягость means I, to her, in burden. So, she's burdened by me. And очень means very. So, or really. So, I am really a burden for her. That is the meaning, я ей очень в тягость. Когда она так часто меня отсылает. Отсылает means sends away. I think we had it the last time. And часто means so often. So так часто would be so often. Therefore, когда она так часто меня отсылает would mean when she sends me away so often. Now you will get the first part of the sentence. Я понимал, что, видно, я ей очень в тягость, когда она так часто меня отсылает. So I realized that apparently she's really burdened by me. I for her is a real burden when she sends me away so often. You see, that's comprehensible, right? Да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил. So да и it's the same. Da means in addition here. It doesn't mean yes. It means in addition. So and actually da и you can underline it and write in addition for both of them as an expression. Or actually you can say and in addition. And in addition. That would convey the meaning here. Da и and in addition. Сама она, she, herself. Because она means she, сама means herself. So, and in addition, she herself, уже already, видела, saw, что я все заметил. Заметил means noticed. Noticed. So when Dostoevsky says, да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил, that would mean, and in addition, she herself already noticed, or already saw, that I had noticed everything. Что я все заметил. Все means everything. Заметил means noticed. What does he mean by saying that? That he noticed that she was in like kind of confused or sad or frustrated state. That's what he noticed. Но только не могла удержаться. Удержаться means hold herself. Но только не могла удержаться, but only couldn't, he refers to the lady, couldn't hold herself or restrain herself. It means restrain herself from crying. Но только не могла удержаться, but only couldn't restrain herself. И это меня еще более за нее надрывало. So first of all, please put 2 dots in the word еще, so that it becomes еще. And надрывало means tear apart. Надрывало. You might know the verb рвать, which means to tear apart. So надрывало in this case means tear apart, like mentally or emotionally. So еще более means even more, and за нее means regarding her in this case. За нее, because за usually means behind her, but here it means about her, regarding her, concerning her. So concerning her would be very good translation here. Therefore, when he's saying и это меня еще более за нее надрывало, that would be and that me even more about her tore apart. Now in normal English that would be and that caused me to be even more torn apart regarding her. Something like that. So you get the meaning, right? Now look how this first sentence will work together. Я понимал, что, видно, я ей очень в тягость, когда она так часто меня отсылает. Да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил, но только не могла удержаться. И это меня еще более за нее надрывало. I realized that apparently I was really a real burden to her. When she sent me away, when she sends me, that's in the present, when she sends me away so often. And in addition, she herself already saw that I had noticed everything, but only couldn't restrain herself. And that tore me apart even more regarding her. You see? So now it's comprehensible. Now I'm going to read this whole sentence without translation. You will see that you get it much more, even though it might not be 100%. Listen. Я понимал, что, видно, я ей очень в тягость, когда она так часто меня отсылает. Да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил, но только не могла удержаться, и это меня еще более за нее надрывало. You see? It's better now, right? So, now the second one. Я злился на себя в эту минуту, почти до отчаяния, проклинал себя за неловкость и ненаходчивость, и все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, не выказав, что заметил ее горе, но шел рядом с нею, в грустном изумлении, даже в испуге, совсем растерявшись и решительно не находя ни одного слова для поддержки оскудевшего нашего разговора. That's gonna be a little bit complicated, so just bear with me and remain focused, please. Just keep your focus in. Okay, so я злился на себя в эту минуту. We are going over the vocabulary right now. Злился means was angry at. Злился на. Therefore, я злился на себя в эту минуту would mean I was angry at myself at that moment, at that minute. Почти до отчаяния. So почти до would mean almost till, or almost until, or almost up to. До means up to. Почти до отчаяния. Отчаяние means desperation. So почти до отчаяния would mean almost up to the point of desperation. So he's saying here, я злился на себя в эту минуту почти до отчаяния. I was angry at myself at that minute, almost up to the point of desperation. Проклинал себя за ловкость и ненаходчивость. So, проклинал себя. Проклинать means to curse. And that might mean to curse in terms of, let's say, black magic. But it might also mean to curse in terms of saying bad words. So here, probably he means just, he said bad words to himself. Проклинал себя за неловкость. So, проклинал себя за, so I cursed myself for. За, in this case, means for. And неловкость, so неловкость would be awkwardness. Awkwardness, please underline and write above. Awkwardness. It might be awkwardness, physical awkwardness, or kind of emotional, that you don't feel comfortable in a particular situation. So that's awkwardness. And ненаходчивость. So it comes from находчивый, which is resourceful, or kind of quick-witted, you know. Now, ненаходчивость would be the opposite, like unresourcefulness. So, because that's a noun. So, ненаходчивость, unresourcefulness. So, when he's saying, проклинал себя за неловкость и ненаходчивость, that would be, I cursed myself for awkwardness and unresourcefulness. И все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее. So, все-таки and in any case, все-таки, or actually все-таки basically means despite that. So that's все-таки, in this case especially. Despite that, не знал, didn't know, he's talking about himself. Как ловче отстать от нее. So now ловче is an adverb which is coming from the same root as ловкий. Do you know, when we depict someone as ловкий, he's a dexterous person. Dexterous. So ловче in a more dexterous way, like in a more skillful way. In a more skillful, in a more kind of sharp-minded way. So dexterous. And отстать от нее would mean to separate from her. Because отстать от, one of the meanings of the word is to stop bothering. To stop bothering, to separate in order to stop bothering. So отстать от, you can underline and right above that separate / stop bothering. So when he's saying, и все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, he means that, and despite of that, didn't know, he's talking about himself, how to stop bothering her in a more dexterous way. Now look how it all works together, the beginning of this sentence. Я злился на себя в эту минуту, почти до отчаяния. Проклинал себя за неловкость и ненаходчивость. И все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее. I was angry at myself at that moment, almost up to the point of desperation. Cursed myself for awkwardness and lack of, how we translated that? Lack of resourcefulness. So awkwardness and lack of resourcefulness. And despite that, didn't know how to stop bothering her or how to separate from her in a more dexterous way. Не выказав, что заметил ее горе. Не выказав, that's an obsolete word. It means not, не выказав means not showing. So выказывать, that means to show something in the obsolete writing. So не выказав basically means not showing. Что заметил, that I noticed. Заметить means to notice. That's also a modern word. To notice. Ее горе. And горе means grief. So не выказав, что заметил ее горе, means not showing that I noticed her grief. So basically he says, и все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, не выказав, что заметил ее горе, would mean, and despite that, I didn't know how to separate from her in a more dexterous way, not showing that I noticed her grief. So he didn't know. And then he continues, но шел рядом с нею в грустном изумлении. Но шел рядом с нею, but walked. Рядом с means nearby, close by. So nearby her. Рядом с нею means nearby her. В грустном изумлении. Изумление means wonder. Wonder. Like what a wonder. What a wonder it is. Yeah, изумление. So, в грустном изумлении, in a sad wonder. Даже в испуге. So, испуг means fright, like frightening state of mind. So that's испуг. You know, испугался, to become afraid, to become frightened. So даже в испуге means even in a frightening state of mind, even in a fright. Совсем растерявшись и решительно не находя ни одного слова для поддержки оскудевшего нашего разговора. So совсем means completely. Растерявшись comes from растеряться, which means to feel embarrassed. So совсем растерявшись means completely feeling embarrassed, feeling completely embarrassed. That's растерявшись. И решительно не находя ни одного слова. Решительно means absolutely. Please underline absolutely. Не находя ни одного слова, not finding even one word. Not finding no one word, yeah? But in English, not finding even one word. Для поддержки, so поддержка means support, so not finding even one word for support. For support, оскудевшего нашего разговора. So, оскудевшего, so comes from оскудеть, means to become poorer, to become thinner. That's оскудеть. That's a kind of an obsolete or literary word, оскудеть. So it means to become with less means for living or for existing. So оскудевшего нашего разговора. Разговор means conversation. So that means our thinning conversation. Thinning means becoming a conversation that became more like with less emotion, with less words, less subjects to talk about. That would mean оскудевшего нашего разговора. Our thinning conversation. Now, just see how it all works together. So, не выказав, что заметил ее горе, но шел рядом с нею в грустном изумлении, даже в испуге, совсем растерявшись, решительно не находя ни одного слова для поддержки оскудевшего нашего разговора. So he didn't know how to separate from her, not showing that I noticed her grief, but I walked together nearby her, in a sad wonder, even in the fright, completely feeling embarrassed, and absolutely not finding not even one word for supporting our thinning dialogue or our thinning conversation. You see? So suddenly it is comprehensible, right? Now, I'm going to read and translate the whole second sentence here. So just follow me and remain calm, smiling and focused. Я злился на себя в эту минуту, почти до отчаяния, проклинал себя за неловкость и ненаходчивость. И все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, не выказав, что заметил ее горе. Actually, the intonation here was not perfect. И все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, не выказав, что заметил ее горе. Но шел рядом с нею в грустном изумлении, даже в испуге, совсем растерявшись и решительно не находя ни одного слова для поддержки оскудевшего нашего разговора. I was angry at myself at that moment, almost up to the point of desperation. Cursed myself for awkwardness and unresourcefulness. And despite that, didn't know how to separate from her in a more dexterous way, not showing that I had noticed her grief, but walked together with her or nearby her in a sad wonder, even in a fright, completely feeling embarrassed and absolutely not finding not a single word for supporting or for support in Russian, because поддержка is a noun, for support our thinning conversation. And now, guys, the moment of truth. You're going to comprehend this whole part without my translation, and you're going to surprise yourself. So listen. Я понимал, что, видно, я ей очень в тягость, когда она так часто меня отсылает. Да и сама она уже видела, что я все заметил, но только не могла удержаться. Это меня еще более за нее надрывало. Я злился на себя в эту минуту, почти до отчаяния. Проклинал себя за неловкость и ненаходчивость. И все-таки не знал, как ловче отстать от нее, не выказав, что заметил ее горе. Но шел рядом с нею, в грустном изумлении, даже в испуге, совсем растерявшись, и решительно не находя ни одного слова для поддержки оскудевшего нашего разговора. Okay, guys? So thank you very much. You're doing great here, making great progress. We will see each other next lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because we have lots of interesting projects in the future, for the future. It's going to be great. And if you need private Russian lessons to advance your Russian big time, please contact me. We will have our first meeting for free, with no obligation on your part. You're going to get lots of recommendations regarding your Russian advancement. So I would really, really recommend that you contact me using the link below this video, so that we can see what is your current Russian level and how to make you a champion in Russian. But meanwhile, have a good time, smile, and enjoy your life. Thank you.